designing and building an app in 7 days. Now, I know day two was quite hectic and tiring. I don't know if you noticed, but my stomach was growling the whole time while making the video, so I apologize for that. But we are done with the most complicated stuff. I would say Stripe is easy, trust me. But I know it was pretty a long video. But today we are going to work on inviting team members to our UXboot portal. And later on, we are going to set up our dashboard for team members, which is going to be pretty simple because we are just going to replicate few things that we have already created an admin dashboard. Also, I'm really in a good mood today, so I'm gonna throw in a bonus for you guys later on in the video. So without wasting any time, let's get things done. All right. So if you guys were following what I did exactly, you were following the steps that I did in day two, you guys might have encountered three minor bugs. Okay, these are minor bugs. We can fix it. And if you guys got more than three bugs, which are not shown in this video, you guys messed up. But don't worry. You can drop in comments. You can let me know what the issue is, and I'll try to resolve it. If not, you can head back to my website, that is Bill No Code Hustle, and you can drop a message to me. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So, if you followed what I did in day two, step by step, so the two issues were are on the day dashboard screen. So the first one is like it's pretty obvious, the sale count. We are not able to track the sale counts. Ideally, it should show $0 because we haven't made any sales yet. But by default, it should show $0. The second one over here is going to be the price. It should show an ampersand or $1.99. The second, the third error is this one. That's the status of the bootcamp. Now, if you check on the dashboard, it's showing upcoming. Okay, so it's there, but it's not reflecting on the front end. Okay, so let's quickly set this thing up. So head back to our bubble editor. Let's pull up group dashboard. Let's first start with this card. So I'm just going to copy this expression, head over to condition, paste this expression, and over here we are basically searching for the bookings wherein the sum, you know, the count of the sum and stuff. But if if it's empty, the whole sum, okay, the sum of all the sales we made is zero. Basically it's empty. If you put zero, it's not going to reflect, but it works when we put empty. So when it's empty, the text is going to be $0. Now let's work on the third error, that is it's not showing us the $sign. So for this, click on this expression, click on more, and we're going to format this as a currency. Decimal place is going to be zero, thousand separator comma, currency is going to be dollar. Now let's move on to the third and the last error. Let's hide this. Let's pull up group bootcamp. And over here, you have to select this group chip over here, and the data source is going to be parent group bootcamp. There we go. Now let's refresh our page. We can see $0 sign, $99 in bootcamp. We can see the status. Boom. There we go. Now let's, before we set the workflow for adding team members, I'm gonna give you a bonus content. So the bonus content is basically creating empty states. Now I'm just gonna make empty state for all registrations over here because we don't have any record for all registrations. But having an empty state in your application is really important because it enhances your user experience. You want your users to, use your app as much as possible. You need to, it increases the loyalty. Okay, there is a lot of in-depth theory for UX, but I'm not gonna, you know, dive into that. Okay, so for all registration, setting up the empty state, let's head back to Bubble Editor and let's hide this and let's bring up group registrations. Make sure you have unchecked fit height to content. Now over here, we are going to drop a group inside of group registration. Let's call this as group empty state. Min width is going to be 0. Min height is going to be 450. Actually, let's make it 350. Let's make it 300. Yeah. Click on appearance. Let's add a border of 6. Let's add a solid border with the color of our border color. That is EB, EB, EB. After that, let's see what do we have. Let's change the container alignment to be centered. Now let's drop one more group inside of this. All right. No need of naming it. And the width is going to be fixed and it's going to be 40. Same goes with the height. It's going to be 40. Let's center this as well. Let's click on appearance. Roundness is going to be 0. Background style is going to be front color with the background color set as a primary green color with an opacity of 10. Okay, let's also add a solid border and the color is going to be our primary color. Now from here, I'm going to select our outline icon, copy this and paste it in this group. Let's call this group BG circle. All right, and before we paste this, let's change the container alignment to be centered. Now let's paste this over here. Let's center this as well. In the appearance, let's change the color to be a primary green. Looks good. Now I'm just going to copy these two text elements over here. Right click, copy. Make sure you have selected group empty state. Right click and paste this. Let's center these two together. And on group empty state, let's also add a row gap of 24. All right. And let's add a padding of 24 as well. Okay. Now in the Notion doc, if you scroll down, I have given some heading and subheading. So the heading is going to be the waiting game begins. Seriously, I mean, even I have my courses and the initial phase, I mean, really, the waiting game really begins. I was having a dry spell, but it's good now. It's going good. The subheading is It's a ghost town in here. Time to summon some registration and bring this party to life. So let's paste this over here. Now let's group these two together. Right click, group them into a column container. Head to layout. Let's add a row gap of 12. Actually, let's make it 6. And let's get rid of this min height as well. Looks good. Now we are going to set a condition, all right, on our table element and on our group empty state. So group empty state should be visible only when our registrations count is 0. Okay. So for this, we are going to head over to layout. Make sure you have selected group empty state and check this element is visible on page load, collapse when hidden. Click on condition. And over here, we are going to do a search for bookings, which is technically registrations. And over here, we are going to do a count is 0. Then only this element is visible. Now I'm going to copy this expression. I'm going to select our table registrations, click on layout and check this element is visible on page load. Check collapse when hidden. Click on conditional. Let's define a new condition. We are going to paste the expression, but we are going to make a small, you can say a minor change, which is going to be when count is greater than 0. And then only this element is visible. All right. So let's see. So as of now, I don't have any registration. So there we go. It's showing us the empty state. But the moment we create one registration, one booking, this element uh, is going to get hidden, and then our table registration is going to be visible. Okay. Now it's time to invite our portal members. Okay. So head back to Bubble Editor. Let's hide group registrations. Let's bring up group team members. So when user clicks on this, we have already set this thing up. So let's pull up pop-up invite TM as well. Just check. All right. So let's work on this. So as you can see, we have named the elements. So it's going to help us to simplify our job over here to identify the elements. So click on button invite and let's add a workflow over here. So in the account, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create an account for a team member. So in account, click on create an account for someone else. Now over here, the email is going to be input tm emails value. Okay. And we are going to add a few more fields. So we don't need about, we do not need avatar, we do need designation. So I'm just gonna select designation, input tm designations value. No need of enroll bootcamps. We do need name. Again, tm input tm names value. Onboarding is going to be, I mean, it's by default, it's no. So you can leave this part. Temporary password is going to be yes. User role is going to be, shoot. Yeah. Let's first start with user status. User status is going to be, again, tm. Oh, it's by default, it's going to be active. So let's make this active. And user role over here is going to be drop down tm role. So value. After this, we are going to set a temporary password for our team member. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to assign a temporary password over here in accounts. And the user is going to be result of step one. Now, after setting the temporary password, we are going to send our teammate an email with his email ID and his temporary password. So for that, we are going to send an email to, so over here, this is going to be, click on insert dynamic data. Let's select input tm emails value. Sender name is going to be current user's name. Subject, again head back to your Notion doc, and subject is going to be welcome to boot portal. Your temporary password is inside. There we go. And let's also get the content or the body. There we go. So over here, we are going to insert few dynamic data. So instead of this, it's going to be result of step one's name. All right. There we go. And email over here again. I mean, let's make this as, you know, input tm emails value. And similarly for this one, instead of, you know, a result of step one, let's do input tm name value. Okay. And the temporary password over here is going to be result of step two. There we go. And after this, we are going to reset the inputs, and then we are going to hide our pop-up invite TM. There we go. Before that, I'm just going to open a temporary email over here just to, onboard our team members. That is Matthew. So let me just open a temporary email for time being because I want to show you how it's going to look. And let's test this out as well. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. This is going to be Matthew's email ID. So we're on the front end, and over here I'm going to add the team member. So let's call this as Matthew blank. Email is going to be the email that we just copy pasted. Just make sure it's a working email to test this out. Role is going to be team member, and the designation over here is going to be lead UI designer. There we go. Let's invite this guy. So as you can see, it's showing active over here. We can make this inactive, okay, and once he onboards, we can change this to active. Okay, that's one thing that just came up in my mind. So you can test this out. Ah, there we go. We have an email over here. We have the email ID and we have the temporary password as well. So now let's log out and let's log in. So ideally, we should be directed to onboarding page, but let's test this out. Let's log in. All right, we are getting directed as Matthew. That's weird. Let me see. No, I mean this is fine. Matthew, okay. Let's see what's the issue over here. So let's go to our login page, log the user in, reset, go to page dashboard. All right, so let's make this more, secure. So instead of or, let's and current user onboarding is yes. Again, click on more. Let's click on. Actually, you know what? I have a better one. Better way to set the expression. Or current user role is team member, and current users onboarding is yes. Then only he's going to be directed to dashboard. This is fine. Let's add the temporary password as well and current user role. Even here, let's add one more, and current users onboarding is no. So now let's log out. Let's refresh this. Let's log out again. And let's try this. Let's copy the password. Let's log in. It's working. And as you can see, this is green, so it's able to identify that we are a team member. So let's upload Matthew's profile picture from our asset. Where's Matthew? There's Matthew. We do need to set the lead designer as well, so let's do that as well. Onboarding. Let's pull up this. This is going to be disabled. Initial content is going to be current users designation. Let's refresh this again. There we go. And now he's going to enter the old password. All right. And he's going to enter a new password. Let's save and next. There we go. And we are on our dashboard. There we go. Now, time to set up dashboard for our team member, because ideally team member should only have access to dashboard, boot camps, students. That's it. He shouldn't have, or they shouldn't have, he or she shouldn't have access to registration and team members. So let's work on that as well. Let's go to dashboard. Let's click on registration, click on layout. Let's uncheck this element is visible on page load, collapse when hidden. And we're going to set one more condition over here, which is going to be when current users user role is admin, then only this element is visible. I'm going to copy this expression, select nav team member, click on layout, repeat the same step, and check this box, define a new condition, paste the expression, then only it's visible. Now let's test this out. All right, works good, works good. Also, one thing I notice, ideally when user, be it admin or team member, when he logs in by default, the view, that is the parameter that we have set, v is equal to dashboard, that should be by default. Okay, but we are going to set that because the dashboard for team members is a little different than you can say as compared to the admin, right? Because they don't have access to the sales and stuff. So let's first build the dashboard and then we're gonna set the parameter thing. Okay, so let's head back. Let's bring up group dashboard A. We are going to copy special, copy with workflows. Let's hide this again. Make sure you select our page, that's dashboard, click on edit, a paste special, paste with workflow. Now this is going to be group dashboard TM. All right. Even here, I'm going to change this to dashboard TM. All right. Okay. Current user, we do not need sales. So this is going to be, let me check what this was. This was live boot camp over here. So let's make this first. Then we have upcoming boot camps over here. So let's make this as upcoming boot camps. And this is going to be, I'm just going to get rid of this. And we are going to search for boot camps, wherein the status is equal to upcoming. Let's close this and it's going to show the count. So we have live, upcoming, and then the count of users. So that's fine. Now over here in section 2, we're going to get rid of this add bootcamp because team members cannot add bootcamps. Only admin are have the access to add the bootcamp. So let's get rid of this button. Now let's set up our table element over here. So let's bring up this. So we're going to search for bootcamp. We're going to add a constraint over here, which is going to be teams contains. We're going to do a search for users, wherein actually let's do teams. Let's do a search for teams, wherein team member is equal to current user. Let's close this, and this is going to be the first item. Let's close this. There we go. And ideally, it should show only the list of boot camps in which Matthew is added as a team member or as an instructor. All right. There we go. Now that we are done setting this up, now let's work on a few things over here. So when user clicks on Nav dashboard, we are navigating that user to the dashboard again, right? But this is for the admin, right? So we're going to set a condition over here, which is going to be current users, user role is admin. And then only this workflow is going to run. I'm going to copy this, paste this over here, and we are just going to change this admin to team member. And over here, it's going to be TM. There we go. Now let's see if I click on dashboard. I thought we set the condition over here. Dashboard TM. Let's just define a new condition again. Get data from page URL where v is equal to is dashboard TM. Let me just check workflow. I'm going to copy this expression and paste this again. Background color is going to be white with an opacity of 10. Let me also check the workflow dashboard dash TM. Current user role is team member. I'm logged in as Matthew. What is going on? Current user's avatar. We do have Matthew. Oh, we didn't put Matthew's. Oh, yeah, we had refreshed it. Right. Okay, let's upload Matthew's photo again. For the designation, we had refreshed the page. Yep, so it didn't consider his. Alright. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm just going to click on this. I'm just going to copy this dashboard, group dashboard TM. Let's get rid of this. And let's set a condition again. You know what? Let's do one thing. Let's first paste our group dashboard TM. Why is it showing copy? Let's just get rid of this copy. STM. Okay. Now in the workflow, we are going to let's create two different workflows, right? So I'm just going to copy and paste this. So for admins, again, let me copy this. Let's get rid of this. So for admin, the color is going to be blue, and for team members, this is going to be for team members. This is going to be for admin. All right. So let's get rid of this condition as well. Okay. So we're gonna run condition over here, and not in the steps. So we're gonna run condition on this one. So when now dashboard is clicked, this is for the admin. So here we're gonna put a condition: current users user role is admin. I'm going to copy this expression. This is going to be for the team members. So let's get rid of this as well. And again, paste the expression, and this is going to be team member. All right. Let's test this out. I'm just going to get rid of this. That's weird. What is going on? Ah, stupid me. There it is. There we have it. Okay, now let's set this thing up for while logging in. So when user logs in, go to dashboard. You know what? Let's divide this. Let's create different workflows for admin and team members. I don't want to confuse this whole thing. Right, so this is fine. We're sending him to onboarding anyway. And again, in the onboarding, we do have to set that thing up. For dashboard, let's just, for time being, let's just make this for and current users onboarding is yes. V is equal to dashboard A, right? I'm going to copy this, paste this over here. This is going to be for team members. And onboarding is yes. And now let's set things for onboarding as well. Let's make this for admins. Actually, admin won't be onboarding. It's just the team members. When current users, let's bring this up. User role is team member and current users onboarding is yes, and current users temporary password is no. Even for this, let's do this for students as well. User role is student and current users onboarding is yes. Let's do the same thing for the login. And current users onboarding is yes. There we go. Now let's test this out for both for admin and team members. So I'm just gonna log out. So let's try for Max, who's the admin. So I'm just gonna copy his email ID. Let's log in. We are coming to dashboard. That's fine. Perfect. Let's do it for our team member. Let's go back. I'm just going to copy from here. Come on, buddy. Come on. All right. Login. Boom. We are in. All right. What else? Let's see over here. For the bootcamp, I'm fine with the bootcamp, but we do not need add bootcamp and we do need to filter out the repeating group. So let's do that as well. But to get an idea, right? You can create different views based on different conditions. So for bootcamp, let's bring up group bootcamp over here, right? And let's uncheck fit height to content because we need some space to work over here. On this add bootcamp, this element is not visible on page load collapse when hidden. We're going to set a condition which is going to be when current users user role is admin, then only this element is visible. Let's copy this expression. Let's do the same thing for the repeating group. Let's paste the expression when this is true, this element is visible. So let's call this repeating group, or you know what? Let's call this RG bootcamps admin. All right. I'm just going to copy this. Click, right click on copy. Let's hide this and let's paste this again. And this is going to be team members. But over here, we're gonna make few changes. Again, same thing, which is going to be teams contains do a search for teams wherein team member is equal to current user. Close this first item. There we go. Now let's check. Ideally, he won't be able to see anything because we haven't created an event or any boot camp with Matthew as one of the team members, and he has access to students, so that's fine. This was pretty quick, right? Let's see what else is left. Let me just check. Yeah, I mean, we are good to go. Let us check in our agenda. I mean, yeah, we are done maximum stuff over here. Let's do one more thing. So I'm gonna log in as Max over here, right? And one more bonus for you guys. All right. So let's just copy this. Let me log in as Max. And over here for the boot camp, you know what? Let's create two dummy boot camps as of now. So this is going to be UI design bootcamp Europe. I'm just gonna go with Laura Maps more. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with this one. Next, there we go. I'm going to head back. Let's create a different one. There's going to be UX research bootcamp Europe. Same thing. Next. All right. So let's do a few tweaks in the back end over here for the boot camp. So the first one, I'm gonna make this as live, and the other one is going to be upcoming. All right. Let's also. I'm just going to upload a dummy photo as of now. Let's go ahead. Let's save this. Let's do this for the second one as well. I'll also set this up as well. Part time, anything else? Looks good. Let's, let's do the same thing over here. Part time, location type online. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. So we're going to set filters over here. And for this, we're going to make use of custom states. Now, custom states are built on a page level and it stores data for a temporary period of time. And by temporary, I mean the moment you hit hard refresh, you're going to lose custom states value. All right. And as I mentioned, custom states are set on a page level. So we're going to select our, let's first select group bootcamp and let's check this thing, fit height to content, and let's hide this again. Actually, you know what? Let's keep this. We're going to need this. Pull up our page, that's dashboard, click on I, and we're going to add a new custom state, which is going to be status. State type is going to be bootcamp status. Let's create this. After doing this, we are going to add a repeating group over here. Let's call this as filter. Let's click on appearance. This is going to be bootcamp status. Data source is going to be all bootcamp status. There's going to be one row. Columns are going to be three because we just have three bootcamps status over here or status. Width is going to be 6 with a color of white. And let's get rid of that ugly border. We do not need that. Now I'm just going to copy this group, chip over here and paste this over here. So in the appearance, this is going to be bootcamp status. And the text inside is going to be parent group bootcamp status display. Okay. Now the text is going to be secondary or secondary text color. The background is going to be white. Border is going to be white as well. And let's also get rid of the shape that we have over here. Looks good. Let's select repeating group filter. Let's click on layout. Oh, we did set min width and min height. Oh, anyway. Min height 0. Let's make all of this 0. Let's make this fit height to content. Perfect. All right. So now let's see. how this looks. Why is it showing down? What is going on? That's weird. Let me see what's. Let me close all these groups. Oh, wait a minute. What is this group? Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's drag and drop and let's bring it outside section 1. Right. So now let's see. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking. So I'm just gonna show this for our. So I'm right now logged in as Max, who is the admin. So I'm just gonna show this for our repeating group admin. That is this one. So over here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set a state on this group chip. So we're gonna add a workflow, and over here, we're gonna set a state. Set a state to an element. Element is going to be our page, that is dashboard. Custom state is going to be status. Value is going to be this group's bootcamp status. After this, we are going to select our RG bootcamps admin. Click on search. We're going to add a new constant, which is going to be status. Status is equal to dashboard. As I mentioned, custom state page level. Dashboard statuses. We are going to check this box, that is ignore empty constants. There we go. So we have 2 bootcamps over here, live and upcoming. And before we test this out, I'm also going to add one more field over here. Let's make this previous. Let me just hide this. And we are going to group let's call this as clear filter. And this is going to be not visible on page load, collapse when hidden. We're going to set a condition, which is going to be dashboards status is not empty. Then only this element is visible. And let's change this to be black. Now let's group these two together into a row container with a column gap of 6. Let's center these two elements and let's get rid of min height as well. Now let's call this group RG filter. And we're going to set a workflow on this. Again, we're going to set a state on our page element on status, and we are just going to leave it blank. Now let's test this out. So if I click on upcoming, there we go, it's showing clear filter. It goes back to it. Now we just need to make it active. So for that, we are going to just make few changes into conditions. So this is a group chip. In our condition, we are going to select dashboards status is this group's bootcamp status. Then background color changes from white to green with an opacity of 10, and the border color changes to green. I'm gonna copy this expression and we're gonna do the same thing for the text over here. So let's paste the expression, and it's giving us an error over here. So let's make a new expression. Dashboard status display. Instead of display, let's make is group chips bootcamp status. Then the font color is going to be green. Let's test this out. This is going to work. There it is. So now we are able to see like which filter is active. There we go. Looks good. For the team members, you can do the same thing. You just need to make changes to the repeating group that we have for the team members. You just need to add a constant and you're good to go. There we go. So we are officially done with our day 3 task. So tomorrow, that is day 4. On day 4, we are going to design and set up student dashboard. What's going to be again pretty simple. I told you the only biggest hurdle or the most the hectic day was day 2, but we are done with this because after this is going to be pretty easy. All right. So I'll see you on day 4. I hope you enjoying the series. Just make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And I do have few other courses on my website, that is Build No Code Hustle. So you can check that out as well. And I do run monthly coupons, discounts, so you can use that, leverage it. Okay, so I'll see you.